Michael, anybody that knows what they're talking about knows that fall is the time to plant trees and shrubs.
Absolutely. Spring is our busiest time out here, and people often think that spring is a time for planting, when in actuality, fall is the best time to plant your trees, your shrubs, and your perennials, because it gives them 7 or 8 months to get rooted in before summertime hits, because summertime is the hardest time for our plants here in North Texas.
Sure, and of course, whenever the cold weather comes, it's not cold under the ground, folks. Those roots can continue to develop and make your trees and shrubs stronger by the time the heat does come back around. That's what you want to do, is get them prepared, and the only way to do that is to plant in the fall. Trees and shrubs, and man, you guys have a huge selection of them at Smith's Garden Town.
Absolutely. This is the time of the year when we have our biggest inventory of all of our trees, all of our shrubs, and a lot of people can get a really great landscape started this time of year.
So all you got to do if you need a tree or shrub is come out here and see your locally owned and operated Smith's Garden Town Farms. Pansies, pansies everywhere, and there's more pansies, right, Catherine Smith?
We've got plenty more. We are growing more than 200,000 pansies this year.
And we got some beautiful pansies to look at.
And it's time to plant them. When the weather starts getting cool, that's when the pansies like to get planted. And I'll tell you a little story. Many years ago, when we were little kids, people didn't plant pansies in this part of the world. They were planted up north where the summers were cooler. And my father was one of the first who thought of the idea that maybe we could plant pansies down here in the wintertime, and he started bringing them in. And when we got them back then, when I was a little kid, they didn't look like this, big and full. Right. They came in a crate at the bus station, and they were tiny little plants, bare root, just in a big box. And my brothers and my mom and dad and I would sit around the kitchen table, and we'd take newspaper and we'd count out 50 little tiny plants, and we'd wrap them in newspaper and keep them in the refrigerator. And so the old timers, that's the way they got pansies. They were wrapped in newspaper, bare root, and you had to plant them in your beds and wait quite a while before they would start blooming. But now, as you can see, they are ready to go. They're full of blooms, all different colors, and they will give you good color all winter and spring.
And let me add to this, they are Smith's grown pansies, which means they have grown these plants to be accommodated by our environment, our area, much stronger than pansies from who knows where, right?
And if you want your pansies to really look good all season, you need to use a lot of compost. They like a very rich soil, so they don't like our soil here. So if you're planting them in flower beds, add a lot of compost, almost pure compost, and then feed them frequently with one of the good slow release fertilizers like this, and then they'll stay blooming up until it gets hot next summer, and you'll get lots of blooms out of pansies this winter.
Greg at Smith's Garden Town has a great idea for your holiday decoration, or a way to make maybe a little extra cash for Christmas money, because they can buy these for a pretty good price. Cut the top off with the pumpkin, take everything out of it, put the potting soil in, put in some of these beautiful Smith's Garden Town plants, and they've got something beautiful for their home.
Oh yeah, for sure. Something you could easily do with your kids at home, or something for your Thanksgiving table. We've used succulents, you could use flowers, you could use pansies, mums, anything for the fall season. It's a great idea.
It is a great idea, and if you have any questions on how to get it done, come up here and talk to Greg at Smith's Garden Town. So, what else is going on out here at Smith's Garden Town, Pumpkin?
Pumpkins? People are calling and asking, is your pumpkin patch open? Our pumpkin patch is open every day in October. And we have not just pumpkins for sale, we have the big castle made out of hay bales. We have 2 bounce houses set up. We've got the pumpkin carriage ride. We've got everything that you might want to do to entertain your kids, get some pictures for Halloween in their costumes. And if you want to bring a group out, call ahead and we'll reserve a little time for you. So go ahead and bring everyone out for the pumpkin patch, no admission charge. Just buy your pumpkins and mums and pansies here. So it's a great time to plant pansies.
And the pumpkin patch during the entire month of October.
And trees and shrubs. It's a wonderful time to plant, and we have a great selection at Smith's.
And also the home decor items that you can make yourself out of those pumpkins at Smith's Garden Town on the Seymour Highway.